call the regular the meeting of March 16th to order, and if you would stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And if you would call the roll, please.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Dr. Bennett?
Yes.
Ms. Regola-Dye?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mrs. Getzmann?
Yes. Okay. All right. I would entertain a motion for the approval of the February 17th meeting. So moved. Thank you, Ms. Regola-Dye. Second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Workman. And were there any corrections or comments? Hearing none, would you call the roll?
Ms. Regola-Dye?
Yes.
Mr. Workman?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Dr. Bennett?
Yes.
Mrs. Getzmann?
Yes. Motion carried. No accommodations or communications. And I do not see anyone here for reports, and there are no public participations tonight. No board items for discussion, but we do have one addition. And that is the student soccer club.
Item 9B1, under facility use. Yeah. Team soccer.
All right, so then we will move right along to the superintendent's report and the district update.
Okay. Number of things to share tonight. The first one is a little bit more of a difficult one to share. Obviously, the board became aware in our board update last week as we communicated we lost an incredible, valuable member of our team. I just tried to put down a few things there. That certainly doesn't encapsulate someone's career and their time here at Mount Vernon, but Eric was just a huge part of our central office team. I know he was a huge part of Kathy's life. They've spent probably the last 8-9 years looking across their desk at each other, and they had their daily routines, and you know, those are things that the realization that you won't get those back, but you'll cherish those memories, right? Mm-hmm. Eric worked for Mount Vernon for 20 years. He's been in education for 33 years. You know, when I first got here, he was principal of 2 elementaries, but the longest term was at East Elementary, where he was a National Blue Ribbon Award winner. Then we moved into the elementary curriculum office. He is survived by his sons Wade and Cole. Wade is at Ohio State. Cole is a senior this year, and so we're kind of working with the family to kind of see how we can support him to get him to graduation. Tomorrow night is a visitation, and now we've been aware it's a bit of a service, small service. It'll be at Old Lassiter Funeral Home up there by Crest Road, from 4 to 7. At 7 o'clock, I think they're going to have just a really short kind of a couple songs, a moment of kind of remembrance if anybody wants to share, and I think something real quick from a reverend. They kind of decided Saturday they wanted to do that. It really isn't necessarily been published that way, but I would suspect that from 4 to 7 is going to be a busy place. They will have graveside services up at his home in Upper Sandusky, and so that'll be at a later time. So again, hate to start a meeting off that way, but I felt like knowing Eric, he would want us to celebrate. Mm-hmm. And so we'll start off that way, and then we'll celebrate as we move forward. First celebration is Ash Brokaw. On Sunday, she became a 2-time OHSAA wrestling state champion. Quite an accomplishment to be a single state champion, to do it twice, and she's only a junior. You know, I can only imagine.
Can be 3
I wondered. Yeah, I could only imagine the the pressure that comes from repeating, but then to three-peat, that's a lot. And I think she's accomplished just a whole lot. If you were following along at all, she had a semifinal match that went into triple overtime. In other words,
Yes.
they're tied at the end of 3 periods, and then they have another period. They still tied, then they flip it, it's still tied, and then, and she won by a point. But congratulations to her. Here's kind of 2 neat pictures. Maverick Gregory also plays 6th place for us. That's both of them on the podium. And so I think that's special that we had 2 wrestlers who placed at state this year. Colin McFarland, he competed for us first time as a state qualifier in Canton, Ohio. It's been a couple weeks now, but I thought it was important just to mention Colin. If you've ever watched how high they get off the diving platform, and he was in the top 50% of all state divers up in Canton. So I thought I'd mention that. This is kind of neat. So we had a number of regional winners. So the Ohio Governor's Art Show, they had 5,787 entries. There were 1,100 regional winners statewide, and we were blessed to have 4 that qualified in our area. Here's some of their artwork. So you got Mariah, you've got Garrett, and you've got Bella. Different mediums there. And you also have Kennedy Howard, who had 2 pieces in the art show. So it'll be interesting to see how they had as they, were state, they looked at their state level recognition. Another huge one for us, our jacket corral. For the 2nd year in a row are OMEA state qualifiers. So they're going to go compete at the state level of competition. I'm going to try to convince them to come and share with our senior citizens their 3 pieces that they'll be performing in May. But Trevor Garabrandt has done just a fascinating job. And, there was a time where we were down to 14 choral members in the whole high school choir. And now we're up into the close to 80. Our middle school numbers are good, probably even to a point we need to be thinking about some additional support relative to him. So congratulations to them. This weekend was the Forum Show, and so congratulations to Queen Lucia Burt. And they did a nice little extra at the Forum Show where Dave Caldwell was the 2026 Teacher of the Year. So that was kind of a nice award. You'll see on tonight's board agenda that while Mr. Caldwell is retiring, he's retiring from not only a teacher, but about 4 or 5 different supplementals. And it's obviously things like this, the Forum Show that he's been involved with, the class advisors, all of those kind of things are really, really important. So those things tonight for your district update, just for your review. And then the other item I have for information tonight is our first reading of some board policy updates. We met with our board policy advisor, and you're going to see a lot of very similar kind of things relative to a first reading that has kind of come down the pipe from the legislative level. So get a chance to take a look at those. Any questions or comments, feel free to share those. I think you'll find this last one, the artificial intelligence, it replaces an older one. It is Ohio's model policy, but we have talked about potentially having some own internal discussions about how we could even revise and look at that. Of course, with all of our policies, they could be revised at any time. But I think you're going to find that one we'll be looking at for years to come, I have a feeling. Yeah. And then under items recommended for board approval tonight, just one, home and community school student participating in middle school athletics for your approval tonight.
I would entertain a motion for our middle school student.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Romola Dye. Thank you, Dr. Bennett. Any questions? Hearing none, would you call the roll?
Ms. Regola-Dye?
Yes.
Dr. Bennett?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Workman?
Yes.
Mrs. Getzmann?
Yes, motion carried. Okay, moving on to curriculum instruction.
Not received any.
Nothing, okay.
Hearing none, we'll recommended items for board approval tonight. We have a number of trips. Again, we're already thinking way out to June of 2028, but I know that takes planning and it takes fundraising to make those things, but that's to London, Paris, and Rome in 2028. We have National FFA Convention coming up this next year on October 22nd. That's in Indianapolis, Indiana, and that'll be our 9th through 12th grade FFA students. And then the final two items in this section is College Credit Plus partnership agreements. Kathy works closely with both of these universities, just making sure our partnerships are in line accordingly. And so those 4 items for your approval.
I would entertain a motion for the 4 curriculum items presented.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr.
I'll
Ward.
second.
Thank you, Mr. Workman. Questions, comments? Hearing none, would you call the roll?
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Workman?
Yes.
Dr. Bennett?
Yes.
Mr. Regola-Dye?
Yes.
Mrs. Getzmann?
Yes, motion carried. All right, moving right on to our fiscal services and Judy.
Okay, we can open this up. Unfortunately, there was a snag at with the software at the auditor's office, so we had a big problem with our third advance on our taxes. They overpaid us by about $2 million. So they made us pay it back, so we paid it back right away.
Problem.
Yeah.
Paid back in the same month? Or-
We didn't post it, we just carried it to balance, you'll see it in the thing. So yeah, I don't know, poor Sarah, she's got, with all the legislation and everybody trying to figure out how many mills and all that, and then the software company was like, oops, that's not right. All the districts got way overpaid. We don't know where money came from, but I do know they wanted it back right away. So we did an ACH, so they got it back the next day, like a direct deposit. So all that to say that when we get to the SMT report, we don't have our final taxes in yet. We should have it in March. Can you make that a little smaller, Bill, so we can see the whole page? So when you see their outstanding payroll and bank errors, we really don't have $3.8 million in errors. We have a few, but we're not. That includes the big ones. And also there's a payroll on there that's not posted because it was the end of the month. So that's what those are. But the bottom line is that that $29,885,000 includes $2 million that wasn't ours, so we had to pay that back. But that's the cash that we had right now. The next page is the SMT report. We did get to keep $1 million of the $3 million they gave us, so I'm expecting that first line to be closer to probably a little bit over what we forecasted for our taxes. So you'll see that again at the next meeting. The tangible personal we only get twice a year, so we won't get that for a little while. Same with the rollback from the state. So those items are all still a little bit up in the air. I did attend a really interesting meeting on Zoom on Friday. It was the county auditors in the state. I think there's 4 regions, 4 or 5. And our region is the Northeast region. Unfortunately, we're the farthest one south. The next one below us is in another region. So they held it in Massillon, and most of us didn't go there. But they did it on a Zoom, so we could watch. So they had any treasurer who was able to go and any of the county auditors. And there was a really nice open discussion among, and there were legislators there, but they weren't really part of the presentation. But just sort of sharing our frustrations and our needs and theirs, because you have to understand they have them too. They're just working with the same deal. So it was from 8:30 till afternoon. It was a long morning, but it was really good. And they sent us the slides today to review it. So the revenue part is it's just all so up in the air. Everybody's just sort of going, we'll see what happens. So On the expenses, we're at 75% of the year, and if you scroll back down just a little bit, Bill, we spent 70% on the salaries of what we expected, 66% on the benefits, so we're doing well on the expenses as of right now. And we have had both of our 3 pay months, so we may come in a little bit under on our expenses, which would be a good thing. Next page is the investments. You can see that we have $604,000 for the year so far. And then you can, below that, you can see which funds they've all been allocated to. And the rest of the reports are then just the reports from the system that show the total balances. And then we have some donations. We have a memorial book. The title of the book is True Grit, and it's in memory of Rick Schaefer's dad, Charles Schaefer. Rick is our maintenance and safety director, and that'll go in the high school library. We have 2 donations, one to Pleasant Street from a Pleasant Street teacher, Mrs. Pumphrey, and it's a box of hats and gloves. And also a donation to Twin Oak from the St. Paul's Episcopal Church, and those are various school supplies. That's all I have this time.
I would entertain a motion for the fiscal items as presented.
So moved. Second.
Thank you, Ms. Regola-Dye and Dr. Bennett. Questions, comments?
Thank you for hanging in there. That's been crazy.
It's actually kind of exciting. A little challenge, you know.
Well, it was nice to share frustration, probably, to know you're not alone.
Yeah, it was just good to hear, yeah. And I have to say, there were a couple of people who were not very understanding, and it upsets me. I think when people come there to, you know, listen and talk, and then there was a couple of people who said everybody's on the other side their egos were too big, and it's like,
For these other treasurers.
sit down. There were treasurers there from all over that region, and then county auditors from all over the region. A lot of people were there in person, but a lot of people, especially from our area, Richland and Knox. I don't think anybody was there in person for those, but.
Did you say legislators attended this?
Because they weren't quite ready when they started it, so people were standing around, milling around. I don't know if you know Katie Johnson from OASBO. She's the director of OASBO, and she was talking, sort of milling around, waiting, and a gentleman came up to her. They had the camera sitting there. It wasn't where it was supposed to be. But you could overhear the conversation, and he introduced himself. He was a legislator, and she had a very nice conversation with him, and he said he wanted to, you know, hear what was going on, and it was very polite. She's a very good person with that, but it wasn't for legislators. It was for treasurers and auditors and how we have to interact, and again, things that happen like what happened with us when we got overpaid, and poor Sarah's like, sorry. Now I need the money back soon.
Good for them to hear what,
Absolutely.
No, and she did tell us they're getting new software company, and they'll be doing the next distribution, which will be in August. The new software company will be doing that, and they're hoping that. And I said, listen, it's probably going to be rocky getting it back new, but eventually, you know, we do need to. So.
How long did it take for them to realize they'd overpaid everybody?
Well, some of the treasurers noticed it right away. I hadn't gotten a chance to post mine, but before I did, one of the other treasurers wrote back and said, does anybody else's taxes look wrong? It looks like we got way too much. And then I looked at mine and I thought, oh, yeah, this isn't going to be right.
That's funny.
I don't know if we noticed it before they did, but I would think their bank account would have noticed.
Yeah.
A few $1 million. Of course, they probably had a lot more than they do, but it got fixed, so.
Would you call the roll?
Yes. Mr. Regola-Dye?
Yes.
Dr. Bennett?
yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Workman?
Yes.
Mrs. Getzmann?
Yes. Motion carried. All right, moving on to business services, and Ms. Regola-Dye.
Thank you. Just very briefly, the State Board of Education selected Dr. Philip H. Wagner as Ohio Superintendent of Public Instruction. And in the governor's final State of the State address, he emphasized the science of reading implementation teams, and the teams will help focus K through 12 schools in the science of reading instructional implementation. And in addition, there will be a new statewide attendance dashboard beginning April the 15th. And the governor also encouraged the passage of HB 304, which would double the amount of recess for K through 8 from 30 to 60 minutes per day. And then there are numerous bills being introduced, and some of that new legislation includes HB 745, the Student Athlete Publicity Rights and Fair Compensation Act. I also wanted you to know that I contacted Senator Brenner regarding his Senate continuing resolution number 16, in which he is urging Congress to dismantle the United States Department of Education. I did receive a reply, which was very nice, and citing that the senator believes that states can be responsible for all of these funding issues. And then I replied to that, that I felt that the Department of Education serves another purpose, that of advertising to the world that we value and hold dear public education in this nation. But I was really thrilled to actually get a response back. So that's my report so far. Anybody have any requests or?
You know, Senator Brenner is running to be back in the House now. I don't know if any of you are on Facebook or follow him on Facebook, but you should.
Yes.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
His wife is, did anybody know anything about his wife? I've seen her, anyway. She's quite the advocate, so.
I'm sure she is.
It's, he has opponents. He has people running against him in the primary. So he may not even make it to he's a senator now, but he's term limited. So he's
gonna go to the House.
He's gonna go to the House, and he's switching with Beth Lear, who's now running for his seat.
See, I know.
So that's what happens, but it's kind of interesting to watch his advertisements. Comical.
Hearing that, we have some recommended items for board approval tonight. You'll notice that most of these are facility use requests. St. Vincent de Paul, use the track and field. Did double check on this one, so there is a standing agreement that anytime we need those facilities from 5:30 to 7, we communicate that ahead of time. And we do the same thing for MVNU. So MVNU kind of has that same time period as well. I think with St. Vincent's, they have about 6 or 7 runners.
Okay.
So it's not a large
Okay.
team, but if we have a track event or we have some special events that we need the field or the track, we just let them know. But it's kind of a big blanketed window of time. City of Mount Vernon will be using neighborhood revitalization meeting, so they're asking to use facilities on March 24th. Support our local schools levy, asked to use the central office boardroom for levy meetings. Our STING groups, our soccer groups are up and running. And so gymnasiums at Wigan Street and Twin Oak, so you'll see those there. And then finally, a resolution of acceptance in the Ohio Facilities Construction Commission Classroom Facility Assistance Program Segment 1. So when they approved us in February, we were one of only 4 districts that got approved at that point in time. This is us saying we accept their offer.
Yep.
And so we needed to get that turned in by a very specific date. So those items for your approval tonight.
I would entertain a motion then for items under business services.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Workman.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Ward. Any questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, would you call the roll?
Mr. Workman?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Dr. Bennett?
Yes.
Ms. Regola-Dye?
Yes.
Mrs. Getzmann?
Yes. Great. Student services, moving on. Item for
We have
information.
one item of information that really ties to an item for board approval tonight. It's the determination of transportation impracticality. So we always share what that's about. So that link is there. And item B, recommended one item for board approval tonight is resolution declaring impracticality of a transportation of a student who goes from home to the learning center. And again, it's only 3 miles a day, but the ability to transport this student via school transportation, along with all of the challenges of supervision, it's better for all of us involved if we work that way, so.
Great. I would entertain a motion for student service item.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Regola-Dye. Second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Dr. Bennett. Any additional questions? Okay, hearing none, would you call the roll?
Ms. Regola-Dye?
Yes.
Dr. Bennett?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Workman?
Yes.
Mrs. Getzmann?
Yes. Motion carried. Moving on to personnel, there's no items for information and items for board approval tonight.
We have a number in this section. First is the retirement. As we mentioned earlier in our conversation, Dave Caldwell is retiring from Mount Vernon High School. You can read that, his letter there. And along with his retirement as a teacher, he's also resigning several positions. You'll see 4 listed there. So again, we're so appreciative of staff members who take on extra responsibilities. And also you'll see Brian Votal, girls volleyball coach. We're already thinking about summer school, believe it or not. And then we continue to try to bolster our substitute teacher list. So those items A through D for your approval tonight.
I would entertain a motion for personnel items
So
presented. Thank you, Mr. Ward.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Workman. Any additional questions or comments? Hearing none, would you call the roll?
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Workman?
Yes.
Dr. Bennett?
Yes.
Ms. Regola-Dye?
Yes.
Mrs. Getzmann?
Yes. Motion carried. Okay, moving on to classified staff.
Under classified staff, one item for information tonight. Lisa Gregg will be transferring from a part-time cook to a 7-hour cook at Mount Vernon High School. We do have a number of items for board approval tonight. First are the appointments. A couple of new folks, Kate Ellis and Madison Doherty, are both coming on for this school year. We do have some substitute employment. We do have one separation of employment. And finally, here at the end, we have a couple retirements. And I think I shared in our board update on Dave Daup or Daupy. He officially had his last ride last Friday on the windiest day of the year. But they did had a really nice thing for him at the bus garage at about 1 o'clock. He did, in a very fun and joking way, say, "Where's my watch?" And I said, "Well, you're gonna have to come back in May at our retirement time, and we'd like to honor you then." So those 4 items for your approval.
It also had a clap.
They did.
All right, I would entertain a motion for approval of the classified items as presented.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Regola-Dye.
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Bennett. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, would you call the roll?
Ms. Regola-Dye?
Yes.
Dr. Bennett? Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Workman?
Yes.
Mrs. Getzmann?
Yes. Okay, motion carried. All right, moving on to comments of board members. And Mr. Workman, would you like to start?
Sure, thank you. I'd like to thank those that are here and listening. And it looks like we're going back out in the snow, so probably better for listening. Just a few congratulations to a couple of the state wrestling athletes, with Ash winning the 2nd time. That's outstanding. Our art award winners, our high school choral group, all great things to represent Mount Vernon City Schools there. So congratulations to all there.
Jeff?
I'd like to echo Mr. Workman and Mr. Cedar for sharing, from Ash to to the divers, to the choral groups, and you know, it's still amazing. I think about Ash winning that twice. You know, it was so nice. Let's do it twice. You know, it's kind of. But I really, you know, as a Mount Vernon citizen, I really wanted to thank the Jacket Journal folks too for being there and airing it and making it available to the public. They do a great job, and I really appreciate the time and effort that they put into it. I even think they're even being able to recruit some younger kids that are getting involved in it, even though they're not officially even a part of it now. I'm like, you know, it's what I'm hearing about the choral groups being at 14 a few years ago, and now we got 80 plus, and you know, all the right indicators are happening in the district, and that speaks well of our leadership and everybody in the mix. So well done, and just finally, congratulations to Dalby. That's excellent for him, and I think everybody really handled that well. So Godspeed, Dalby.
Ms. Willett?
Thank you. I'd like to first offer my personal condolences to the staff at Central Office for the loss of your friend and colleague. I know after teaching 35 years at a couple of my schools, you become a family. It's not just a coworker. And he was such an important part of your lives, and I deeply appreciate his sacrifices that he gave for our school district. I'd like to also commend all of our staff and teachers and support staff for everything that's going on right now in our school system. And not just the athletics, but in the classroom, there's so many amazing things going on. Every time on Facebook, there's something new that a teacher has done. And it's absolutely amazing. Our robotics team did really well. It's just a sense of pride. And also, I'm really, really excited for our school system as we move forward and hopefully provide the type of buildings for our children that they really deserve at the elementary level. Thank you.
I'd like to also offer condolences to the family of Dr. Eric Brown. He was a true professional. He was instrumental in our first getting a Blue Ribbon Award, and which just brought our school district so much pride. And he was very unassuming, very humble, but just always there, always doing an excellent job. And he will truly be missed, and my prayers go out for his family. And I'm kind of sad to see some of our people retiring. I always miss some of those longtime teachers and staff members that have really become a part of our school family, but we wish them well. And so grateful for the honors that we've received regionally and also at the state level by our students. So kudos to them for their hard work and their parents' support, and our coaches and teachers, music instructors and so forth. Also, I wanted to encourage our seniors to finish strong. You only have a few more weeks, and just keep working hard and learn everything you can, do your very best, and finish strong. And final thing I wanted to mention was the middle school program that they had. And I'm trying to remember what it was called, Showcase. Educational.
Showcase.
And it was amazing and very fun to see the kids explain what they're doing and seeing pictures that teachers have on their boards of the activities the kids have done. And just hearing the enthusiasm of the kids for what they're involved in, and the teachers and new things that they're trying. So our teachers and our staff go the extra mile. So we appreciate all that extra time and effort that they put in their school schedule and make all these memories for our kids. So thanks to all of you.
again, I would just echo my condolences to the Brown family and to our central office staff. I know that was quite something to walk into, and Bill, I thank you for your graciousness and your empathetic way in which you handle that with the staff, and make sure that they knew immediately and give them time to kind of try and get themselves together and process to meet up with the kiddos that morning. So thank you for that part of it as well. We do have a lot to be proud of at Mount Vernon, and it's exciting, and just kind of remind us Friday through the storms, and then here we are Monday with all the damage that we had in our community, and we're up and running and we're ready to go. And that just takes the power of a community, so it's exciting to be a part of a strong community. So with that, that's all I have. Thank you. Have a great spring break, everyone. Come back rejuvenated, ready to go and power through, as Dr. Bennett said, the last few weeks. Seniors, there's not much left, and so it's exciting times as we kind of get on that downward slope of that roller coaster. So here we go. Bill or Judy, anything you would like to add, or?
I would say we have our spring newsletter coming out the next week or two at the most. There'll be a lot of wonderful information in there, great information about our upcoming levy in May, and so that's when we kind of officially start to share information. And our senior citizens luncheon is actually going to be on Thursday, April 9th, so that'll be part of the district newsletter as well. And we always enjoy our chance to get a chance to join up with our seniors, and hopefully we'll put together a nice presentation for them. So look forward to those newsletters coming out and that information, and of course the Senior Citizens Luncheon.
Oh, I forgot to mention, the app is
I
terrific.
was just gonna say it.
Yes.
Loved it.
It's
Yeah,
terrific.
that's good. Thank you, John.
That was Mr. Fry. He's been a big part of that app, and the website.
Yep.
And so if you've gotten a chance to really look at both.
Absolutely, yes. Thank
I've
you.
used both quite
Yes.
often.
That's good work.
It's nice to have, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Anything else? Kathy, anything? Okay. All right, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Regola-Dye. A second?
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Bennett.
Mr. Roll-A-Die?
Yes.
Dr. Bennett?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Workman?
Yes.
Mrs. Getzmann?
Yes. We are adjourned. 5:42.